Hi, my name is Nolan Sparkplug Turnahan. I'm 15 years old, and my swim career started 3 years ago, 2023. I got invited for one of my friends to go swim at the Edge 18 in Middletown. I decided to say yes, because why not? I needed another sport to do. At that time, I only did BMX, and I was like, let's try a new sport out. So, decided to try that out. When I first got there, the only person I knew was the kid who invited me, and I still had no idea who he was. The coach wanted me to swim all the strokes possible. I was like, what? There's other strokes? At that time, I only knew that there was freestyle and that was it. I didn't know there was backstroke, breaststroke, or butterfly. So she showed me what those were, and I kind of got that right. I think I ended up doing freestyle and backstroke correctly, and then she's like, welcome to the team. You're going to be on breakers tomorrow. It was a fun-ish experience, just not that I didn't know any of the strokes, but that's why it's called learning, you know? Next day when I got to practice, got my lane, and there were warm-ups and stuff, which was not what I was expecting at all. So there's a mixture. It's like in water warm-up and out of water warm-up. We would have to do 100 free, a dry land, 100 kick, free, dry land, 100 IM, dry land, 100 IM kick, dry land, and then 100 free all-out sprint, and another a 1 minute plank or Superman. It just depends on the days. Then after that, our coach would make us a set, and we would swim that, and we would swim for about an hour and 35 minutes every single day at 5 a.m. in the morning. That's when I had to wake up. I had to wake up at 5 a.m. and get in the water by 6:15. Usually after practices, I would either hang out with my friends and golf, walk around, or just sit down, get a drink, like a lemonade or something, and just talk. As I got through the season, I knew about every single person there. And I actually had a lot of fun, but I still hated swim so much. So then second season rolled up, and then I was getting into swim again, but I wasn't still like in swim. During the meets, the only thing that I would have problems with is backstroke. Now, as of right now still, I absolutely dislike backstroke. It is the worst stroke possible for me. I hate that you can't see where anyone is beside you. You don't know if you're in first or last. And I just hate it in general. I don't know why. It's just been like that for the past 3 years. But yeah, the thing I would only have a problem with is my flip turn or my push off. Now, for my flip turn, I would either flip over correctly, or I would miscount and do one extra stroke or one less stroke. And so my stroke back then was like 4, so I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then flip, and then I would hit the wall, or I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, then flip over, and then I would completely miss the wall. Or I would I would do the stroke count correctly, then push off, but then like flip and flip, and then I would go on my stomach and then go back on my back, which you can't do that. You'll just get disqualified. Which I did many times, but I ended up perfecting it, and I'm good now, but I absolutely hate backstroke. So practices and meets went by. One of our last practices, my coach decided she wanted me to do butterfly. And let me remind you, I've only did butterfly like a couple times that season, and that was also another stroke I hated to do. So my coach said, Nolan, have you ever done butterfly this season? I was like, no, I have not. Then she asked if I did IM. I said, no, I did not. So she decided she wanted to tie me for butterfly only, and I got up on the block, swam it, and I made champions immediately. So she was like, Nolan, you just beat the time and you made champions. I was like, do you want to check that again? I don't think you're correct. But I made champions, and Coach V wanted me to swim in there. Our last meet, I believe, I swam butterfly, free, and IM. I made butterfly immediately, and I got the IM cut as well. I was really happy. And then when champs rolled up, I decided I wanted to do butterfly, free, and IM. So then there was this thing at our banquet. It was called DSA, Diamond State Aquatics. I was like, yo, what is this? I had found out it was a winter swim. I think it's like a 6 or 8 month thing. It was a competitive swim team, and Coach said she really wanted me to do it. So I decided, you know what, let's try it out. So there were tryouts. I made it. Really excited about that. Me and basically all my friends from summer swim decided to join as well, so that made it even more fun because I didn't have to go there by myself. And I think it was a really good thing I did because it made me the swimmer I am today. DSA ended, and I was basically one of the best swimmers at the location. And if you don't know, there's 2 locations for DSA. There's Wilmington and St. Andrews up in Middletown. I went to the St. Andrews location because that was just closer for me. But we are planning on going to a Wilmington location this season. Yeah. Then DSA ended, and then we had to wait a month, and then boom, my 3rd season. Now, just like my 2nd season, it was extremely cold. It was really fun. During the end of that practice, it was miserable. We had to do dives, and then when I dove off, I got a Charlie horse in my leg. It was not fun at all. And then for some reason, my other leg got the Charlie horse, so my legs were just like there, doing nothing. So yeah, that was really fun. But I knew I had fallen in love with swim as much as I did for BMX. Swimming has taken me so many places, and it's still planning on taking me to so many others. So then the banquet rolled up, and I got so many of these papers, like for my team. Yeah, I got quite a little bit of trophies, aka papers. But then there was a record break here. 2 people broke a record for our swim team. One was a older kid, and the second one was me. I found out that I broke the 23-years old 50 breaststroke. That time has not been broken since 23 years ago. I was genuinely shocked. I had no idea I had the potential to even break a record, but I was completely wrong. I broke the 50 breaststroke. I had no words. I just kind of took the trophy, and it was crazy. I feel like swim has gotten me so much more than BMX. BMX is just, but swim has given me so much love and support. I made my 2 best friends at RIPTIDE, and we are probably going to be best friends for so long. This swim team has made me the swimmer I am today, especially my coach. If it wasn't for her, I'd probably be just a fish trying to swim in the water. So then Champions rolled around, and we found out it was at Salisbury University. I was like, huh, isn't that a coincidence? Because if you guys don't know, I am going to be at Salisbury University for a Nike swim camp on the 3rd through 6th. So it was kind of good to be over there because I wanted to see how it would be there, and it's generally really nice. A lot of my friends' parents went there, and 2 of them decided to give me a tour of the campus, and I was really interested, and I might do college, but that's still really far away. Champions, we got there. I had to wake up pretty early, around 5 a.m. because we decided we wanted to bring a camper, so we had to get up early and get a spot. We ended up getting a spot, and I don't know if you guys like this or not, but I absolutely love when we sit in our camper, sit outside, and watch the rain just drop down. I think it's so soothing and relaxing. So as we were doing that, we were just waiting until practices started up. I think we started at 7:30, 6:30. Practices were around. We only got to practice for about 15 minutes because, I don't know, but we only had 3 lanes, but obviously I had to go first because I'm the fastest. Maybe not the fastest, but one of the fastest. So after practice was over, I had found out my events and my event numbers. I actually still have my 2 relays on my arm for some reason. I don't feel like wiping it off. But I had a freestyle relay and a medley relay. We ended up 2nd for our freestyle relay and 4th for our medley. The only reason why we got 2nd for our freestyle is because someone got disqualified, so I was like, that's a win. That's one more medal for us. So then we get around to butterfly. I was generally not confident in myself on getting 3rd or just a podium, but when I dove in for my first event, it felt so weird. Like, my arms felt like it wasn't pushing the water. Like, when I was doing that, it felt so easy to push, and it felt like it wasn't going anywhere. But I ended up 4th, which is not bad, but definitely could have done a little better. I probably could have gotten 2nd, but it's whatever. The real deal here was breaststroke. I was seated 1st for breaststroke. I was about a couple milliseconds faster than the guy in 2nd. So I really had to swim my butt off out there. Had to swim like them fishies, you know? That was my main purpose of that day, was to get 1st, because if you didn't know, in the past 20 years, nobody has gotten 1st at a championship. So I knew I had to do this for my team. I slept before my event, I ate before my event, I warmed up before my event, and it was time to go on the block. I genuinely was scared out of my life because I wanted, it's not that I needed to, I wanted to get 1st. And I did. When I found out that that score said 1st for my lane, I went crazy. I almost cried in the water. When I was walking outside, everyone started chanting my name, running at me, going crazy. I was stoked. I was excited. I had so many feelings I could not describe that day. Then my mom walked up to me and I just completely bawled my eyes out on her. I did it, you know? I haven't felt that way in so long. It feels like I actually had a purpose in my sport. it felt really amazing to get first place for the championship, you know? It was genuinely the best day of my life. The coaches were so proud of me, my mom was so proud of me, my best friend was proud of me, my friends were proud of me. It was a day to remember, and it was even better because the next day was my birthday, July 26th. After all of the excitement, it was time for my freestyle. Now, I had no confidence in this event, but I was seated third for my entry time, and I ended up getting third again for my final. Now, I was pretty surprised, 'cause I thought I would get like 5th or something, because if you don't know, freestyle is not the event to choose for championships like this, because everyone's going to choose it. But I still didn't give it third, and I was shocked. But then the day was over, and I was amazed. That was one heck of a year, man. It went by way too fast. Summer swim has definitely made me the person in swimmer I am today, and I could not have done this without my best friends and my coach. So now I'll be off to DSA and high school swim this year. It's been one heck of a year, man, and I can't wait for the next few years of high school.